Hey everybody, welcome back to the book of Luke chapter 5:33 through 6:11 is what I want you to read. And so pause, read, lots to unpack. I'll see you in a second. Okay, so 5:33, chapter 5 ends with Jesus being challenged yet again. Hey, why don't you guys fast? John the Baptist fasted. The Pharisees fast. They fast twice a week. Every Monday and Thursday are fast days. And of course, fasting was seen as a way of telling God you love Him. And if you're not a good Jew, if you're not fasting, you had to fast on Day of Atonement. They did fast on other religious days. The Pharisees took it to a whole new level by fasting twice a week. Jesus says, listen, fasting is a sign of mourning. It's a sign of sorrowing. When the bridegroom is with you, you party. It's happy time. When the bridegroom is away, that's when you fast. So Jesus is equating himself to being the bridegroom, something that John the Baptist himself called him over in the Gospel of John. And he says, look, while I'm here, no sad time. When I'm gone, fasting will be more appropriate. Then Jesus uses these two parables. He says, look, you don't put new cloth on an old garment. You don't put new wine into old wineskins. What do those passages mean? Basically what Jesus is saying is, the law is the old, I'm bringing the new. I'm not coming to fix or patch the old, I'm coming to replace it. I'm not coming to make the law better, I'm coming to replace it. So he's saying the old is going to be replaced by the new. So you don't put new into old. Look at verse 39, 5:39, the last verse. No one, after drinking old wine, wants the new, for he says, the old is better. So there, Jesus is probably being sarcastic. He's probably looking at the Pharisees, or thinking of the Pharisees at least, and going, yeah, they love the old stuff. They think the old is better. Then Luke takes us into chapter 6, and he gives us a visual picture of this in action. The old versus the new. The old way was enforcing Sabbath to the point of making it almost abusive in the people's lives. The Pharisees took the fourth commandment, remember the Sabbath day, keep it holy. On it, you can't do any work. Okay, those were God's words. Now remember, Sabbath goes back before the law. Sabbath is a principle from creation. God created everything, and on the sixth day He rested. Right now when I'm filming this video, it's Saturday, it's the sixth day, so according to the Pharisees, I'm probably breaking the law right now. They decided, okay, what is work? So they came up with 39 things that are work. They called them the 40 minus 1. So you can't sit in the dirt because that's plowing, and you can't walk more than 200 paces from your house on Sabbath, and you can't look in the mirror on Sabbath. And if your house collapses on top of you, people will come to help you, but if you're okay, like if you're not going to die, they're going to wait till Sunday to dig you out. Like, hey dude, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, we'll be back tomorrow. But if you're dying, then they'll dig you out. In Israel today, they have Sabbath elevators that on Saturday stop on every floor because pushing the button is work. So that's how seriously they took Sabbath. The first story in chapter 6, 1 through 5, shows Jesus and his disciples going through a field and plucking grain, rubbing it, blow off the chaff, eat the grain. Perfectly legal, according to Deuteronomy. Poor people can go through fields, and if they're starving, they can eat the rich people's grain. Can't go crazy, you can't go through there, and start chopping off stalks and, go make sandwiches out of it. But you can eat enough just by plucking. Of course, Jesus is doing it on the Sabbath, and the Pharisees are like popping up out of the stalks going, aha, caught you plucking. And by doing this, by plucking, rubbing, blowing, eating, they've just literally have violated 4 Sabbath laws. They've reaped, they've threshed, they've prepared, I forget what the fourth one is, but they've broken 4 Sabbath laws just in that simple process. And Jesus says, look, I'm going to tell you 2 things. Number 1, haven't you read and he kind of insults them. Haven't you read? Of course they've read. They're the Pharisees. They've read everything. Haven't you read about David? David ate the showbread at the tabernacle, which is totally against the law, but because he was starving and his men were starving, that was more important. Then Jesus says in verse 5, Jesus says to them, the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath. He makes maybe his boldest statement so far in the Gospel of Luke. The Son of Man, me, the Messiah, is the Lord of the Sabbath. I'm God. Because only God's in charge of the Ten Commandments. Only God's in charge of Sabbath. God created Sabbath at creation. Only God's in charge of Sabbath. To illustrate the point even more that taking care of people, that mercy is more important than the letter of the law, the next story, 6 through 11, we have a guy with a shriveled hand, verse 6. The Pharisees are looking for reasons to accuse Jesus, so they're watching Jesus. The word literally is they're watching him out of the corner of their eye. They're watching Jesus. They're spying on Jesus, waiting for him to mess up, and they've got him. It's Sabbath, it's the synagogue, it's shriveled hand man, and Jesus wants to heal him. And the Pharisees are questioning Jesus. And look at what Jesus says. Verse 8, Jesus knew that what they were thinking, said to the man, get up. So he gets the guy, shriveled hand man, gets him up, says, stand up. Everybody can see him. Whole crowd is gathered around. And then Jesus says to them, verse 9, which is lawful on the Sabbath, to do good or to do evil? Okay, so now, what's going to happen is, we're going to test God. If this guy's hand is healed, that means God approves of what I'm doing, and what I'm doing is good. If I don't heal him, or if I try to heal him and he stays shriveled, then that means what I'm trying to do is evil. So Jesus is saying, okay, everybody watch. Let's see if this is good or evil. I'm going to ask God to heal him, and let's see what happens. And of course, verse 10, he looked around at them all, and in the Gospel of Mark it says he looked around at them with anger. So Jesus was angry at the people in the crowd, and especially the Pharisees. And he says to the man, stretch out your hand. He did so. Crunch. You can just hear the joints and bones popping. Pop, 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 as his hand for the first time is stretched out to normal. His hand was completely restored. They were furious. The Pharisees are furious and began to discuss what they might do with Jesus. He just claimed to be God. He just claimed to be Lord of the Sabbath. They're plotting to kill him, which of course will truly make Jesus the Lord of the Sabbath, because Sabbath means rest. And for Jesus to really, truly be the Lord of the Sabbath, he has to die for us, he has to come back to life for us, and really, truly give us rest inside. Not just rest from a withered hand or whatever, but rest on the inside. Rest from sin, rest from trying to earn this thing, rest from trying to be good like the Pharisees were always doing so that they can get to heaven that way. Here's our takeaway, guys. Which is lawful on the Sabbath, to do good or to do evil? Man, I hope you're not letting religion sit in the way of doing good. I hope you're not letting laws and legalism and I gotta be doing this, I gotta be doing that, stand in the way of just point blank compassion and mercy like Jesus had. Which is more lawful, to do good or to do evil? To save a life is always more important. Jesus is Lord of the Sabbath. I hope he is in your life because you've accepted him and you're trusting in him, and because of that you truly have Sabbath rest. Okay, next up in Luke 6, going to start picking some disciples and we'll see what happens from there. Okay, thanks. Have a great day.